I love traditions and I love to cultivate my German heritage. And today I'm going to show you how we do a traditional German Sunday morning breakfast. It's also called Frühstück or Sonntagsfrühstück, which actually means it's a little bit more elaborate and less casual than a weekday breakfast. So let me show you how we actually set that up, and you can either try to imitate it with certain elements or just try to do the whole thing. So here we go. Over here is my stash of mostly heirloom tablecloths, and I have this nice linen kind of farmhouse type runner, but for Sunday breakfast I actually like a tablecloth. I'm going to get my heirloom china. It's actually from maybe 1880s. Nobody really knows, but I like to actually really use it, because what is it good for if you just keep it in your cabinet and don't ever use it? I also have these egg cups in 2 different variations, but soft-boiled eggs are a very integral part of, this is not a good idea, the cat pulling on the tablecloth. I'm gonna have to see what we can do about this. Anyways, for soft-boiled eggs, you really need egg cups. And some nice heirloom silverware. And cloth napkins. Now, as the table is set, I'm going to go in the kitchen and start making all the foods for breakfast.
This is so awesome. Look at.
Isn't it nice when you touch it and it's so furry?
It is recording, but I can always cut the stuff out.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna put this thing here.
Here I have very traditional German honey, Honig, and this is actually forest honey, which is a lot darker and has a much more, I'm trying to describe the flavor, but it's a much deeper flavor, and almost a little, not bitter, but almost a little like pine rosin, if you will. I don't know if that's a good description. But anyways, this is my favorite honey. And then I always love to add some, this is sugar beet syrup. It's a little bit like molasses, but it's made from sugar beets. So this is also a very German thing to put on your breakfast table. I'll put that over here because then I can take it all into the dining room. Next we have some jam. This is not homemade because I don't have any black currants yet. However, this is a black currant fruit spread. This happens to be from Italy, but it's from northern Italy where it borders Austria. And so this is a very Germanic thing, if you will, the black currant spread. And I have a little porcelain spoon to add to this. While I'm here, I'm also gonna get our egg spoons. I told you that we're eating soft-boiled eggs, and you can use silver or stainless steel spoons. However, I find that it kind of alters the taste of the egg a little bit, and so we use these melamine spoons that are actually much better. Traditionally, people use something like I think it's called pearl nut or something. I'll leave a better word up here if I find it when I edit this video. So these are the spoons that we use for our eggs. And you always need butter for your breakfast. This is my homemade butter, but there's not a whole lot of it in there, so I am gonna add some of this Kerrygold butter, which is my favorite butter if I'm not making my own and using my own butter. Eggs are very important for Sunday morning breakfast. However, if you boil them like this, they're gonna crack. And here is something that I buy in Germany. It's actually called an egg punch. It has this part up here that you can turn. And when you press that down, there is a little needle that comes out, and that needle punches a hole in your egg so it doesn't crack when you're boiling it. And I will do that right now with my eggs. And somewhere in the kitchen here is my husband making fresh pressed orange juice. And here's some cold cuts, some meats. This is a German liverwurst, and this is some mortadella, which is very traditional German. And I am leaving a link in the description box below this video with a whole PDF that you can download and print, and you can find various online places where you can actually get all of these, or most of these foods that I'm showing you here today. We do love a good cup of coffee, but on Sundays I actually like to make it just a big pot of black tea, so I can actually have a little bit more because coffee I can only have so much of. So what else do we need? We need cheeses and we need bread. Here I have my two of my favorite cheeses. And this one is a Gruyere. There's actually a really good company here in the US where you can get this kind of Gruyere. It's called Emmy Roth, and I'll leave a link below. And then we have a Manchego. A lot of Germans like their cheeses sliced on the table because it's easier. You just need a fork and take off a slice. However, because we go through it at varying speeds, I find that the cheese actually stays fresh longer if you don't cut it in slices. The cheese actually stays a little better if you keep the rind on and if you cut it as you are eating it. So here is my cheese for the table. I'm starting my bread basket over there, and bread is really the backbone of a good German breakfast. Germans love to have bread with their bread. It's a joke. Anyway, so I have some breads in there that I made, and then oftentimes I make my own rolls, and I sometimes don't have the time to make everything. And if I don't, I like to use the Beckman's Old World Bakery. They call them Francese rolls, but they're actually really close to authentic German breakfast rolls. And I'm gonna reheat them or heat them up in the oven because they're not crisp, they're actually very soft and not quite brown. Here's my bread basket. I have pretzel rolls, I have regular crusty German rolls, I have a lighter bread and the whole grain German bread Vollkornbrot. We have some salmon and some English mustard. We don't have any horseradish right now. We have a creamer with milk. Everybody has their orange juice. We have our cold cuts, we have our cheeses, we have butter, we have various sweets here. We have jams and honey and the beet sugar syrup, and there's a saying, you know, that these people are German if every square inch of the table is covered with something. Well, we've been trying. I don't think we've quite succeeded, but this is our Sunday morning breakfast. I have an entire playlist with all these recipes, except for maybe the meats, where you can make your own rolls and your own jams and even your own smoked salmon. Thank you so much for joining me here on Sunday morning, and I'll see you in the next video.